of the 45 men who have been United States presidents. Eighth President Martin Van Buren was elected in 1840, but lost in the general election and would try again in 1844 and 1848, and lost the election both times. 13th President Millard Fillmore would try again after assuming office after the death of Zachary Taylor's. He would try for the nomination in 1852 and lost the nomination to Winslow Scott, who would went on to lose the general election. 4 years later, in 1856, Fillmore would try again, but would lose the election. 18th President Ulysses S. Grant respected the two-term tradition and stepped down. But however, in 1880, many wanted him as he returned to the presidency. He would come a little close to winning the nomination, but it would take two Republicans to drop out and endorse James Abram Garfield to become the nomination instead of Grant. Grover Cleveland won 2 non-consecutive terms. He was originally elected in 1844, but lost to Benjamin Harrison in 1888, and then won again in 1892, which is why he has the title of both 22nd and 24th president. Like Ulysses S. Grant, Theodore Roosevelt respected the two-term tradition and stepped down. Theodore Roosevelt was so upset with the direct descendants of his successor, William Howard Taft, that he sought his party's nomination. After the Republicans endorsed William Howard Taft, Roosevelt Landfield Party, the split of the party, would endorse Wilson enough to go on to win the election in a landslide. The next one would be Herbert Hoover. After losing re-election in 1952 in a landslide to Franklin D. Roosevelt, Hoover would try again in both 1936 and 1940. However, he wouldn't get renominated due to the Great Depression and Hoover still being unpopular. Instead, Landon and Wilkie got the nomination, who would lose in the landslides anyway. The next one was Gerald Ford. Ford lost re-election to Jimmy Olaf Carter. However, in 1980, many expected Ford, trying to be Reagan's running mate, and approached the White House in a different way, but Ford declined. The next one was Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump won the 2016 election, but then went on to easily lose the 2020 election. When he was out of the White House in 2021, he was already campaigning for his 2024 presidential run and won the election, which is why Trump has the title of 45th and 47th president. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing for more videos.